Feeling stressed about money? We're not alone. Studies have shown that 72% of Americans are currently feeling stressed about money. And if we only factor in women in America, the percentage increases greatly, right? And then it also said in a recent study, I think it was Bankrate. Yeah, I think it was bankrate.com did a study as well. In over 55% or over 50%, I think it was over 50% of Americans don't have at least $1,000 saved for emergencies. And today I'm just going to be sharing some information that has to do with financial literacy because now it's April, it's Financial Literacy Month, and it is time for us to change our financial story. So no matter where you are, the age you are, you can do something today. And I'm going to share some tips that you can do today to change your financial future. Your financial future is so important because it affects your future self. So if you're 40, your 50-year-old self is going to thank you if you begin to implement this stuff today. And so I don't want you stressing anymore about money. Enough of us have done so. We're losing sleep daily, stressing over, our financial future. So with it being National Financial Literacy Month, I'm going to be breaking down some simple, yet actionable steps that you can take right now to budget better. And so we think about the 4 or 5 pillars of financial literacy. They are budgeting, saving, managing debt, investing, and credit. I almost forgot, and credit. And so those are like the 5 things that pillars when it comes to what we need to learn and know about to be financially secure, to achieve financial freedom. It's normally in within those 5 pillars or those 5 realms of financial. So today, right now, we're going to talk about budgeting. Number one, why is budgeting important? I know we hear it all the time, and I know people are still struggling to budget. Budgeting is important is because it puts you in control of your money. You are telling your dollars where to go versus wondering where they went. Many of us are, I have been there myself. I used to wonder where my money went instead of telling it where to go. So when we're doing a budget, the first step is we're assigning our dollars to a particular item or giving our dollars a purpose. We're giving our dollars an assignment. So every dollar coming in, whether it's coming in from a paycheck, a bonus, tax refunds, child support, unemployment, however you are getting your money, Social Security, SSI benefits, however you're getting income into your house, that income, every dollar of it needs to be given an assignment. That's how we first start our budget. And what we're looking at is, yes, our bills, but not only our bills, our savings. How much we want to save per month needs to be included in our budget. Our debt payments, how we're paying off our credit cards, car loans, whatever, needs to be included in our budget. And not only those things, but guess what? We need to have some guilt-free spending, some fun stuff, and put in our budget. Why? Because it helps us stick to our budget. If we're only paying bills and paying off debt, and I can't do anything fun with the money that I've worked for and got this paycheck for, or retirement money, whatever it is, and I can't have fun, I'm not going to stick to that budget. And so budgeting is important, but it's important we include everything that pertains to our living expenses and fun in our budget. And then after we set our budget up, we now have to track our spending. So a budget is 2 part. First, you're putting your budget together based on the income you got coming in, and you're giving every dollar an assignment. But then you have to track that spending to make sure that you're staying within budget, that you're not overspending, that you're not doing or not keeping up with what you said you were going to do. And so you need to track it. You don't have to have some fancy app. You don't have to have some fancy, software. You just need a notebook and paper. I'm sorry, notebook and a pencil to first write your budget out and then track your budget. Track the money that you're spending. One of the items that I know, and I deal with my clients a lot with this, is groceries. The money we spend on food. if we are not using cash, and so there are some items that I normally tell my clients, hey, in this item, you want to use cash, or the what I call the envelope method, when you're buying your groceries, when you're buying food, because that's one of the areas that I see almost on every client, every budget, where they overspend. Because if you're in the store, and my mother used to always say, don't go to the grocery store hungry, because when you do, you spend more money. Because now you're like, oh, that looks good and that looks good, and you're just buying everything. And then you get up to the cash register and you're over the amount that you put on paper. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to pull out your debit card because you have the money available, and you're just going to swipe it, and you're going to spend more than you had planned or budgeted for, because you didn't use cash. However, when you go to the grocery store with cash, and if you say, my budget is $250 for this particular pay period, I'm going to spend $250 for my family buying groceries. If you go to the store with $250 and that's all you have, no debit card, no credit card, nothing with you, guess what? You're going to stay on budget because all you have is that cash in hand. So cash money, when it comes to certain things, it helps you stick to a budget, because you're like, this is all I have. When I get up to this register, I need to be at or under this budgeted amount to make sure that I don't go over, because all I have is the cash. So when you're buying groceries, one of the things I always say is use cash. Now, for those who have tried budgeting and it didn't work, or you're new to budgeting, I have good news for you. I have created the budgeting boot camp, where we actually do a realistic budget that fits your life, right? It's for you, designed for your household, but it also includes a savings plan. We talk about debt management. We do a little bit of planning for the future, and also telling you how to help with your credit. So join my budgeting bootcamp. The link is in the description. That's going to be below the video. You want to get on that list to make sure that when it launches, you are on the list to go ahead and enroll, because that's going to help you get started and get a good concrete foundation on budgeting. And now let's talk about the other pillar, saving, right? Saving, why is it important? Because it protects you from financial stress. When things happen, unexpected expenses, car repairs, medical bills, a job loss happens, and you don't have the money available to take care of that thing, it causes stress and sleepless nights and overwhelm, because you're trying to figure out, how am I going to take care of this? I need my car to get to and from work, to drop my kids off at school. I need, whatever it is, I need it. And I don't have the money to fix it. So now what normally happens? We're going to use a credit card, or we're going to go try to get a loan to take care of things. So we are incurring debt to take care of a financial emergency because we didn't have a savings account. So what can we do? Your first goal is to save $1,000. And I have a tracker that's linked in the description as well, where you can save $1,000 in 90 days, right? $1,000 may not seem like a lot. However, it'll get you through a small emergency. But that's just a starting point, right? $1,000 is just a starting point to have something, because we just saw or heard the study, 50% of American people have less than $1,000 saved for emergencies. So when you get that 1,000, guess what? You are no longer part of that 50%. And that's just the starting point. That's going to give you a financial safety net to continue to build on. And once you hit that first $1,000, now you're going to be able to do 2,000, and then 3,000, and then 4,000. And you're going to be able to increase it until you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up, so that in the event that you are out of work for whatever reason, you have money set aside to get you and your family through. Having that safety net reduces your financial stress significantly, because I can tell you that when people are stressed financially, it affects their mental health. They are not themselves. They are angry. They are overwhelmed. Anxiety kicks in. You're not sleeping well. So now you're fussing at your children. Being financially stressed affects our mental health. And if we begin with having that financial cushion, it helps us be able to take care of some of those things and not have that additional stress or mental situation come upon us simply because we didn't have money saved up. So the first goal is get $1,000 in 90 days. I have a tracker in the description that you can download free of charge, no cost to you, that'll help you begin saving $1,000 in 90 days. And I promise you, if you do it once, you can do it again and again and again. And before you know it, you'll have enough money saved up to get you through 3 to 6 months of living expenses in the event of a job loss or reduction of income. You want to have your money in a high yield savings account. What is that? It is a regular savings account, so it operates the same where the money is liquid. You can have access to it. It's not locked up. However, it gives you a higher interest, meaning the money that you put in is going to earn money for you. So it's going to give you money back. So you put in 1,000, you're going to be earning interest on that 1,000, and it's going to compound. So normally a high yield savings account, I was looking on Nerd Wallet, right? I think it was Nerd Wallet. Well, what I did, I typed in Google high yield savings account. What came was Nerd Wallet and maybe another app, but I can't think of the name right now. And it gave me 5 to 6 different banking or financial institutions that had high yield savings account. So the interest rate for the savings account was anywhere between 3.5 to 4%. That's really good because a regular savings account is roughly 0.20. You're not earning anything really off of that. But a high yield savings account is your money working for you. It's still going to be available for you to have access to when an emergency happens. But since we're saving and not touching that money, we want to make sure that we have that money in a high yield savings account so that our money is working for us. And then the other way to save money is cutting unnecessary spending. Cancel those unused subscriptions and redirect that money to savings account. If it's something that you do not need right now, if you can put it on hold until you build up your savings financial safety net, put it on hold for now. We want to cut the unnecessary spending, spend less so that we can direct that money towards saving. It's going to help you and your future self begin to stress less about money and enjoy your money that you're saving. And if you can, you want to automate that savings ASAP. If you can have money coming from your paycheck directly into that savings, that's even better. And then maximizing your income. Number 3, maximizing your income. We know if you're living right now in the United States, things are crazy, right? We've seen layoffs like never before. Things are happening. So having one income, one paycheck, it is risky. You want to maximize your income if you are working by negotiating your salary. Ask for the raise. If you know you've been doing a stellar job, ask for more money. Do some research on your particular position. See what the average for your area. So if you're on the East Coast, what's the average for the East Coast? West Coast, what's the average for the West Coast? Make sure you're looking in the right region so that if you are not within that parameter, you can go and say, hey, I did some research and based on my position and what I do, the average salary is this. Is there a way that we can get me up to that? Ask for it because you never know. The other thing is to start a side hustle, right? I know a few of my friends are teachers and they begin doing tutoring on the side. They already teach. So tutoring is something that they can do on the side to make extra money. Some of you may be great at data entry, or you're a bookkeeper on your actual job. Maybe you can find a small business, or you have some people that you know who have a small business that you can do some bookkeeping for them and earn extra money because it's going to help you save, pay off debt, or invest that money for the future. And then you want to level up your skills. There are so many free online and courses within different communities, depending on where you live, where you can take some courses to level up your skills to find a higher level, a higher paying job based on a certification that you might have received free or at low cost that you got online or by going to a 9-week class. So you want to level up your skills to maximize your income. And then number 4, planning for the future ensures long-term stability. Why is planning for the future important? You want to make sure that the future you is not struggling in retirement. If you've been on YouTube or Instagram, you've seen people who are in their early 60s or retirement age, late 60s, and they're saying they don't have enough money saved up, invested in their 401k to retire. So they may have to work longer than expected. And they wish they would have done some things sooner, better when they were younger. I don't care where you are. Based on my analytics, it said the people that watch my videos are between the ages of 40 and 54. You still have time to invest in your future. The first thing you can do is find out what your employer offers. If they offer a 401k, a 403b, an IRA, and there is a company match, you want to find out how much you have to contribute to reach that company match. The company match is free money. That's giving you free money. If they say, okay, you have to contribute 6% and then we'll match 3%. The 3% is free money from your employer or whatever their max is, because everybody's companies may be different. But you want to find out how much you have to contribute to get their free money and start doing that. That comes out of your paycheck pre-tax for most times it comes out pre-tax. But find out what your company offers. And then if they have a match, you want to make sure that you start contributing to that as soon as possible to get their match, to get that free money. And then you want to make sure your family has life insurance. You want to make sure you, as the parent, as a provider, has some type of life insurance, particularly a term policy that ensures that your family can continue to go on if something happened to you, that they have something that helps them take care of the finances and be able to continue to live in your legacy and be financially secure because you got life insurance. And your future you is definitely going to appreciate you if you are working on your credit right now. So if you have good credit, you want to maintain that good credit. The best way to maintain good credit is to pay your bills on time and to maintain the debt that you have. You don't want to get every credit card that comes to you in the mail, because as soon as you start using those credit cards and you have too many, or your utilization is over 30%, your credit score is going to go down. If you miss a payment, your credit score is going to go down. Why? Because those two things, paying on time and your credit utilization, they weigh the heaviest when it comes to your credit score. So they impact your score the most. If you need to improve your credit, you need to start paying your bills on time. You need to reduce your debt. I tell people all the time, they want to go to all these different places and pay a fee to get things wiped off their credit temporarily so they can go and buy a house or a car or whatever it is. And normally, if they don't learn the discipline of maintaining the credit, improving the credit, repairing the credit, in a few years, they end up in the exact same place. So I tell them your budget, when you start getting on a budget and managing your money and paying your bills on time, it's automatically going to affect your credit score. It happens simultaneously. You don't have to, if you are budgeting properly, your credit score is going to be affected. It's going to increase. When you're not budgeting and you're not planning your money correctly, you see it in your credit score. Your credit score is normally lower. So if you want to help your future self, you want to be investing in your employer's 401k, 403b, IRA, find out what they have. You want to get that match. Get some life insurance. Term life will help your family in the event something happens to you as the sole I was going to say sole proprietor. That's not what I mean. But as the main person who takes care of the household, you're that income, you're the provider. You want to make sure you have life insurance in the event something happens to you. Your family can be okay. And then the other thing is you want to improve or maintain your credit for that home purchase that you want to make, or for that car purchase, or if it's helping your children in their future. You want to make sure that you're maintaining credit. You don't need every credit card that comes to you in the mail. One credit card will do, from a major, Visa or MasterCard. That's all you really need in the event that you need to buy some airline tickets, or a hotel. I normally use my credit card for those things, but those are the things that you want to make sure you're doing to maintain your credit for your future self. So we're talking about financial literacy. Normally, those are the things we're talking about: budgeting, saving, managing debt, investing, and your credit. This is just a few tips that I wanted to provide you to help you change your financial story today. You can begin to do these things easily. Again, in the description, you have access to sign up to the budgeting boot camp. It's a low cost workshop that's going to help you start building those financial skill sets you need to help your financial future. Also, there's the free resource of the savings tracker that you can download at no cost to you to help you start saving your first $1,000 in 90 days. And again, 1,000, you do it one time, you can do it again and again and again. And before you know it, you have $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 saved because you started saving money today. So make sure you get those resources in my description. I would love to hear what you're going to start, even if it's one thing this month for Financial Literacy Month, to start changing your financial future. Just pick one thing. If it's budgeting, let me know about it in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Jamila, your personal financial coach, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day.